Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you the best fishing gold farm to do in Season of Discovery. This is by far the best thing to do when it comes to making gold and fishing, so sit tight and enjoy the video. Before we get into it, I'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone that has gotten a copy of the gold guide for Season of Discovery. However, let's get right into this video. So we're going to be fishing down in STV, so Stranglethorn Valley. And now, why we're actually going to be fishing here, it is a higher level zone, but you can actually benefit a lot from fishing in this zone. You can get mithril bound trunks, and as you can see, there's a bunch of materials that are worth a lot of gold at the moment that are mainly used in phase 2, and they have really good prices. But the main item that you want to be going for is the Journeyman's backpack and the troll hide bags. These are the highest slot bags we can get in phase 1, and they can sell for upwards over 50 gold each for these. As you can see on my round, which is one of the highest populated rounds on Season of Discovery, just for the Journeyman's bags, they're going for around 40 to 45 gold each, and these things sell very, very quickly. And then on top of that, the troll hide bags are going for 48. There's only actually one up on my round. Now these are selling really good because, like I said, they have the highest bag slot that we can actually get in phase 1. On top of this, you're going to be getting a bunch of oily black mouth and then also the stone scale eels. Now there is a few tricks when you're actually doing this farm and what you want to actually do. So for starters, you're going to want a lure. Now this lure right here will increase your fishing skill by 100 for 5 minutes. This is very, very handy and is actually needed so that you can actually get all of the loot from these guys. On top of that, if you really want to go the full mile, you can go ahead and get the big iron fishing pole. This will give you another plus 20 skill to your fishing. But basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be swimming around the shore all around STV. And now the mithril bound trunks can come from normal pools like this, of like your oily blackmouth and all that. So there's a bunch of different pools and the eels. You can actually get the mithril bound trunks from them, but the drop chance is a bit low. So for the highest way to actually get your hands on the mithril bound trunks is by going to be actually fishing these right here. So these right here are floating wreckages, and they have a very, very high drop chance on actually getting the mithril bound trunks. Now in the mithril bound trunks, on top of the materials, I should mention, you're going to get a bunch of BOEs. Now the BOEs can either be sold on the auction house for future phases, because the majority of them are over level 25, or what you can do is you can disenchant them, sell the disenchanted materials up in the auction house, or what you could do is straight up vendor these, because some of these have a crazy amount of gold to just straight up vendor, like I'm talking a few gold per vendor, so you can make a lot of raw gold just from doing that. So what you want to do is you want to run up and down the coastline of STV, and you want to mainly be looking out for these floating wreckages. And now when you're not in the middle of Booty Bay, there is going to be mobs that are like higher level, so you need to be a bit creative how you actually fish the floating wreckages. So some of the times you'll have to stand right on the edge of the water so you're not aggroing the mobs, and then you can actually go ahead and fish the floating wreckage pools and not pull the mobs. So there is a bit of tricks to it, and you just want to be careful that you aren't pulling the mobs because they are going to be much higher level. You can get away, obviously you just run and you'll lose aggro, but some of the mobs don't actually go into the water. So what you can do is if you pull them, you can simply just step a few steps back into the water. And what I found to do is if you stand right on the edge of the water, this way you have the furthest distance from the mobs that are up on the shore, and this seemed to be the best way to actually farm a bunch of these trunks. Now if you get lucky enough like I have, actually got 2 floating wreckages right at Booty Bay. So obviously at Booty Bay you don't have to worry about any mobs being here and aggroing you. But once you go up around the left side and up the right side, there is going to be a bunch of mobs. So you just need to pretty much dodge your way around the mobs, because you can't kill them. Like they're like skull, I'm not sure what level they are. They're probably like level 40 or 50. So you definitely can't kill them. So you just want to make sure that you pretty much sneak around the mobs, making sure that you don't pull aggro. You are going to need a lure for this, so you can increase your skill level to the certain amount of fishing skill required to actually fish all these mobs up and get your hands on these mithril bound trunks. On top of that, you will get like some black rumsey rum and also a few other different things, materials that you can sell on the auction house, but the main gold is going to be coming from the mithril bound trunks. So I'll just open up a few right here and I'll show you the sort of things that you can actually get from them. And now these items, some of these are used in phase 1, some are used in phase 2 and future phases, but they are already selling really well. People are stockpiling up like on the potions, on the mana pots, and then the materials. Some of the materials are actually for phase 1, the others are used in future phases, which I've actually been selling a bunch of them already. But if you get your hands on one of them bags, you're going to make an absolute killing from doing this farm. However guys, that was it for this video. Now if you'd like to learn more about making gold in Season of Discovery, you can check out my gold guide, which will be the first link down below in the description box. It's mainly catered to phase 1 at the moment, but every single time a new phase comes out, the guide will be updated, and if you already own a copy, you'll get the new version completely for free sent to your email address. However guys, I'll see you in the next one.